They don't tell you this at the beauty counter, but somewhere between your last hot flash and your first senior discount, you became wallpaper. Lovely, wise, completely overlooked. Suddenly, men stop opening doors. Waiters forget your water. People cut in front of you at the bakery like you're just decorative oxygen. And here's the kicker. You didn't disappear. You just blended in. But here at Buddhist Wisdom for the Elderly, we're here to say, to hell with beige invisibility. Welcome, dear one. This isn't about dressing to impress. This is about sacred reappearance. Stick around, because today we're revealing 6 colors that act like spiritual megaphones. They're subtle, powerful, soulfully loud. And pay close attention to part 3, rich burgundy, the color that says, yes, I meditate, and yes, I still make hearts skip beats in the produce aisle. If you want to help us shine even brighter, like and subscribe so we can reach 1,000 subscribers and keep serving up this warm cup of enlightenment with a splash of sass. So sit back, uncross your legs. This isn't about style, it's about showing up for yourself. Let's begin. Color 1, classic red, the confidence amplifier. You are not too much, you are the whole bonfire. And red? Well, red just hands you the matches. Let's get something straight right now. Red is not for the timid. Red is the color you wear when you finally stop trying to shrink yourself into polite little boxes, and you're ready to step into your power with hips swaying and a mischievous grin. And yes, you can do that even with plantar fasciitis. Now I know what you're thinking. Red? Isn't that for 22-year-olds on magazine covers or salsa dancers in perfume commercials? Absolutely not. Red is for you. Yes, you, the wise, wondrous woman who has survived heartbreak, raised humans, made meatloaf in 3 different decades, and knows the exact moment to take a roast out of the oven without checking the clock. Classic red isn't about trying to look younger. It's about remembering you were never meant to fade in the first place. Psychologically, red is linked to passion, courage, and vitality. It's the I'm here, deal with it color of the emotional spectrum. In chakra speak, it's the root, the base, the life force energy that reminds you that being alive isn't just a concept, it's an experience. Red doesn't ask for permission. Red leads the parade. Let me tell you about Frances, a 71-year-old widow from Baltimore. Frances hadn't worn red in 30 years. It felt like too much, she said. Too loud, too exposed. Then one day, at a consignment boutique that smelled faintly of lavender and spiritual rebellion, she tried on a fitted red jacket, a bold lipstick red with little gold buttons and a cut that said, "I'm the main character, honey." She looked in the mirror and said out loud, "Well, look who showed up to her own life." She wore it to brunch. The compliments were nonstop. The server brought her extra jam. A man at the next table raised his glass. But Frances? She didn't care about any of that. She said, "For the first time in years, I felt like I recognized myself. Not the widow, not the grandma, not the volunteer committee chair, just me." And she was fabulous. That's what classic red does. It's a reunion, a celebration, a reminder that your spirit has not gone anywhere. It's just been waiting for the right color to invite it back to the surface. Buddhist teachers often talk about right action, doing the thing that aligns with your deepest truth. Well, sometimes right action is slipping into a red wrap dress and strutting through the produce aisle like it's a catwalk. Why? Because there's joy in expression. And red is pure, radiant aliveness. Not sure how to work it into your closet? Try a red scarf that drapes like poetry. A red lipstick that says, "Yes, I still kiss." A red jacket that turns heads and softens postures. And yes, even a pair of red shoes, because if Dorothy can use them to get home, so can you. And let's talk about men for a moment. Red fascinates them. Not in the please marry me way, more like, wow, she knows something I don't, and I want to sit near her just to feel it. Red is not for chasing attention. It's for radiating presence. You become a walking reminder that confidence isn't just earned, it's chosen. So next time you find yourself reaching for gray, again, pause. Ask your heart, what if today is a red day? And if the answer is yes, put it on. Walk into the world and let it notice. Because, sweetheart, confidence doesn't come from being the youngest in the room. It comes from knowing you've been through it all, and you still have the audacity to wear red and enjoy the hell out of your own company. Color 2, navy blue, the trust builder. We're all just walking each other home, preferably in a nice navy blazer. Not rammed ass, but he'd probably smile at that. Let's start with a confession. At some point after 60, many of us wake up one morning, shuffle past the mirror with a cup of lukewarm tea, glance sideways and go, wait, when did I turn into a shadow version of myself? Not in a sad way, just in that curious, bemused way. Like, where did the spotlight go? And then, somewhere in the back of your closet, hanging next to the floral print blouses from 2004 and the pants with mystery stains you've never been brave enough to identify, there it is. Navy blue. Now, let me tell you something about navy. It's not here to party. It's not sequined. It's not screaming for attention. It's not trying to be red's loud cousin or black's goth ex-boyfriend. No. Navy is reliable. It's loyal. Navy shows up early, helps clean the dishes, and knows your grandkids' birthdays. And when you wear it, suddenly people start listening. Why? Because navy blue is the color of trust. Psychologists call it the competent color. I call it the spiritual clipboard. You put on a navy jacket and suddenly everyone thinks you know things, that you've got wisdom, that you've got the folder. It's like your aura gets promoted. See, here's the joke. After 60, the world assumes you've faded, but navy blue says, excuse me, I've just refined. And that's the cosmic irony. As your hair gets softer and your skin gets lighter, you need something that anchors you, not hides you. Now, black, she's dramatic, no doubt, but let's be honest, black can be a bit of a diva. After a certain age, black starts clashing with the kindness in your eyes and the light in your soul. Navy? She's chill. She knows how to carry the room without stealing it. Let me tell you about Barbara, a 73-year-old firecracker from Pasadena. She used to wear pastels every day until she said, I'm done dressing like a cupcake. Then she tried on a navy blue blazer with a crisp white shirt and pearls. She looked in the mirror and said, well, damn, I'd hold the door open for me. She wore it to her bridge club. 4 compliments, 1 free coffee, and get this, Harold from down the hall started offering to carry her groceries. And Barbara? She let him. Now, that's navy blue magic. From a Buddhist perspective, navy is the color of grounded awareness. It's like the zafu cushion of the color world. Solid, quiet, strong. It doesn't wobble. It just is. When you put on navy, you're not trying to impress anyone. You're simply saying, I'm here, fully, and I've got nothing to prove. And people feel it. Men especially, those still tuned in to their own soft edges, notice. Not in a wolfish Hollywood way, but in a human way. The kind of noticing that says, you have presence, you have gravity, and also you might have snacks in your purse. So if you're wondering what to wear the next time you want to feel like you've returned to yourself, not the younger version, but the deeper one, put on navy. A navy cardigan, a scarf, a dress that says, I vote in every election and can roast a perfect chicken. Let it be your spiritual armor, your quiet trumpet. Because sometimes being seen isn't about yelling. Sometimes it's about wearing the one color that tells the world, I remember who I am, and it's about time you did too. Now go iron that navy blouse, darling. You've got galaxies to walk through. Color 3. Rich burgundy, the sophistication enhancer. If elegance had a scent, it would be old books and warm tea. And if it had a color, it would be rich, deep, unapologetic burgundy. Now we've reached the part of our rainbow journey where things slow down. The mood gets deeper. The lights dim just slightly. We're not trying to be cute anymore. We're not trying to glow like peaches or bloom like spring. No, no. Now we're marinating in our magnificence. And the color for that? Burgundy. Burgundy is what happens when red grows up, studies philosophy, and starts speaking in poetry. It's sensual, but not flashy. It's bold, but never desperate. Burgundy walks into a room like it's been there before, already knows where the good snacks are, and isn't trying to impress anyone, but somehow impresses everyone. You put on Burgundy and suddenly you remember. You are the one who's raised generations, who's written chapters in invisible ink, who knows how to read a room before anyone said a word. You are the whole library, darling. Psychologically speaking, Burgundy evokes depth, self-assurance, and refined passion. It's associated with wisdom earned the hard way and comfort that doesn't need to be flashy. From a Buddhist perspective, Burgundy is the color of the monk's robe. It represents commitment, presence, and spiritual maturity. So yes, wearing it casually to your Tuesday lunch date may in fact be a form of spiritual enlightenment. Let me tell you about Gloria, a 74-year-old piano teacher from Seattle. For years, Gloria wore floral blouses and khaki pants. "I dress like a couch cushion," she said. "Comfortable, forgettable, and usually sitting still." Then one winter, she bought a burgundy wool coat, rich and textured, with buttons like little golden moons. She didn't even try it on in the store. She just knew. She wore it to the winter craft fair. And 3 different people told her she looked like she ran an art gallery. One man, easily 20 years younger, leaned in and said, "There's something about you." And Gloria, bless her, smiled and said, "Yes, there is." Burgundy doesn't pretend. Burgundy doesn't try. Burgundy remembers. It remembers the version of you who walked through fire and came out with softer eyes, the version who fell apart and rebuilt herself with grace and Epsom salt, the version who still dances in the kitchen when no one's looking, and sometimes even when they are. So how do you wear it? Start with a burgundy cardigan that feels like a warm embrace from your wisest self. Try a burgundy velvet scarf that makes your skin look like candlelight. Or go bold, a burgundy blazer or wrap dress that says, "I'm a walking Cabernet, aged to perfection." Pair it with gold jewelry if you want to radiate wealth of spirit, with ivory or charcoal for elegance, with nothing at all if you're feeling particularly zen and scandalous, but maybe not in public. And men? Oh, they notice burgundy, not like they notice red. Red makes them stare. Burgundy makes them wonder. Burgundy is mystery in motion. It's the "I bet she's lived in Paris" vibe, the "she definitely knows how to make risotto" vibe, the "I want to sit next to her and just listen" vibe. And you'll feel it too. Because burgundy brings you back to your body. It grounds you. It slows the breath. It says, you don't have to sparkle today. Just smolder. So next time you want to feel wrapped in richness, not the kind you spend, but the kind you embody, reach for burgundy. Let it remind you that you are not past your prime. You are the prime. Color 4, royal purple, the sophistication signal. You are not your age. You are not your wrinkles. You are not your orthopedic shoes. You are divine in purple. Let me tell you something sacred. Some colors are born to whisper. Others are born to flirt. And then there's royal purple, a color that sits on a velvet cushion, sips tea like a Zen master, and says, "Bow down, darling, I'm here." Now, I know what you might be thinking. Isn't purple a little too much? A little too dramatic? Exactly. That's why it's perfect. After a certain age, society subtly suggests we shrink. We should soften, quiet down, slip into beige and gray like we're slowly blending into the wallpaper of life. But purple? Oh no. Purple didn't get the memo. Purple walks into the room like she owns it, not because she needs to impress, but because she's done apologizing. And honestly, so should you. In psychological color theory, purple represents wisdom, dignity, creativity, and power. In spiritual traditions, it's the color of the crown chakra, the gateway to cosmic connection. In other words, purple is how the universe accessorizes. Let me tell you about Yvonne, 70, from Santa Cruz. Yvonne used to dress like a sensible librarian, her words not mine. She wore safe colors, modest cuts, and never purple. until her 70th birthday. Her granddaughter showed up with a deep purple shawl and said, "Grandma, it's time." She wore it to dinner. And I kid you not, people looked at her like she'd descended from the celestial realms to order grilled salmon. One man asked if she was an artist. Another asked if she taught yoga. A third simply bowed his head and said, "Wow." "And Yvonne?" She laughed. "I felt like myself," she said. "Not the older version, not the younger version, just the real version." That's what royal purple does. It cuts through illusion. It says, "I am not a phase of life. I am a force of nature with lavender undertones." In Buddhist teachings, we talk about emptiness, how form is illusion, how attachment creates suffering. But purple understands. It floats between form and formless, between here I am and you'll never quite figure me out. That's what makes it so sophisticated. Purple doesn't just match your outfit, it matches your inner transformation. So how do you wear it? Easy. You don't wear purple, you become purple. Start with a royal purple blouse or a flowing scarf, something with a little shimmer, because frankly, you deserve to glow. A purple silk kimono-style jacket? Yes, please. A plum velvet blazer? Darling, that's not outerwear, that's armor for your soul. Want to go subtle? Even a pair of purple earrings or a violet-toned necklace can shift the energy around you. It's like casting a spell, except it's all done with fabric and attitude. Let's not forget the metaphysical bonus. When you wear purple, you remind yourself that you've earned every fine line, every heartbreak, every belly laugh, every long night, and every moment of peace that came after. You're not just wearing a color. You're stepping into your sovereignty. And men? Oh yes, they notice. Purple makes them pause, not in that old predictable way, but in a soul-recognizing kind of way. The way a monk might pause when he smells incense from the next temple over. They don't know why they're drawn to you, but they are. And that's the mystery of it all. So go ahead, reach for the purple. And when you do, remember, you're not trying to look younger. You're remembering who you are. You're stepping into the royalty of your own radiant, irreverent, unforgettable self. Now, shall we keep traveling this rainbow road? Color 5, soft peach, the youth enhancer. We're not aging, we're just ripening. And soft peach, that's the skin of the ripest fruit on the tree. Ah, soft peach. The color that says, yes, I've lived through disco, divorce, and at least 3 kitchen renovations, and I still have time to glow today. Let's be honest, when most of us think youth enhancer, our minds go to serums, collagen powders, or that weird jade roller our niece gave us that we keep in the freezer next to the frozen peas. But I'm here to tell you, the real youth enhancer might be sitting right in your closet if you haven't donated it in a fit of wardrobe purification. Soft peach is not loud, it's not trendy, it's not trying to be 29 again. No, it's the Dalai Lama of colors. It walks into a room gently, smiles at the soul, and says, "You're safe here." This color doesn't want attention, it wants connection. That's what makes it magical for women past 60. It's not pretending to rewind time. It's whispering to the world, "I'm still blooming, just quieter now." Now, you might be thinking, peach? Isn't that a bit too sweet for someone like me, who survived menopause, knee replacements, and 2 grown children who still don't understand how a dishwasher works? I hear you. But let me share a little story. Lorraine, 68, from Asheville, part-time poet, full-time grandma, was once a strict member of the Black and Gray Fashion Council. She believed that darker colors made her look serious, slimmer, and, her words, less like someone who eats cookies in bed. Then one day she slipped on a peach blouse at her granddaughter's insistence. It was soft, floaty, like a whisper of a cloud in the sunrise. She walked into her book club, and 4 people gasped. "Lorraine, are you in love?" one of them asked. "No," she said, "but I just might fall in love with myself today." That's the power of peach. It doesn't scream youth. It reminds you that youthfulness was never about age. It was always about softness, about openness, about light. In color psychology, peach is connected to warmth, compassion, and approachability. But spiritually, peach is the color of emotional refuge, the kind of energy that says, I've been through the fire, and I've come out with a peach cobbler recipe and a laugh that fills the kitchen. From a Buddhist lens, we could say, soft peach radiates metta, loving kindness. It's non-threatening, non-grasping. It doesn't chase attention. It receives it like a flower receives sunlight. Open, effortless, unafraid. And it flatters. Especially for skin that's shifted from high-definition youth to soft-filtered wisdom. Peach brings out the rosiness of your cheeks and the spark in your eyes without needing a stitch of makeup. Want to try it? Start with a cashmere peach sweater that hugs you like an old friend, or a peach scarf that softly kisses your collarbone and whispers, "Darling, you're radiant today." Pair it with navy or cream or even olive green. It plays well with everyone, like that one friend who never starts drama at brunch. Still not ready to go full fruit? Try a peach lipstick. It's the kind of color that says, yes, I've got stories, and I'll tell you, but only if you bring me tea. And let's not forget the spiritual bonus. When you wear soft peach, you soften too. Your shoulders drop, your smile returns, your inner critic takes a nap, because suddenly you're not trying to prove anything. You're just being, glowing, present, like a ripened fruit, swaying in the breeze of your own becoming. So if you want to feel warm, seen, and quietly powerful, reach for peach. You might not become younger, but you'll feel lighter. And when that happens, well, sweetheart, the men might just start noticing, but you won't care, because you already noticed yourself. And that, my dear, is the real miracle. Color 6, sunny yellow, the joy radiator. If your soul could wear a smile, it would look like sunny yellow. Now, I'll be honest with you, darling. Yellow gets a bad rap. People say, oh, I can't wear yellow. My skin tone doesn't go with it. I'll look like a banana. I'm not that bubbly. To which I say, that's exactly why you need it. Sunny yellow isn't for when you're already perky and polished and fresh from a spa retreat. Oh no, sunny yellow is soul CPR. You wear it when the world feels a little heavy, when your joints ache like rusty door hinges, and you've somehow spilled tea on your shirt for the 3rd time today. You reach for yellow when your spirit needs a pep talk in fabric form. Because yellow? Yellow says, hey sweetheart, life's still good, and so are you. Psychologists say yellow is the color of happiness, hope, and optimism. It lifts your mood, boosts your energy, and wakes up that part of you that forgot she likes to sing in the car and make jokes that no one but the dog appreciates. Spiritually, yellow is solar plexus chakra stuff. It's your sense of worth, your will, your I've still got it fire. It reminds you that you are allowed to be seen, to be joyful, to take up space, and laugh too loudly at brunch. Let me tell you about Carmen, 69, from Albuquerque. She wore nothing but browns and grays for years. I didn't want attention, she said. I wanted to blend in, be invisible, less work that way. Until her daughter handed her a bright yellow linen tunic and said, try this, just once, for me. Carmen wore it to the community garden. The sun hit her shoulders. Her neighbor waved for the first time in weeks. A teenager complimented her earrings, and someone shouted across the tomatoes, you look like summer. But the biggest change? Carmen smiled at herself. Not in that check your lipstick kind of way, in the deep, quiet, oh there I am kind of way. That's what sunny yellow does. It doesn't change who you are, it just turns the light back on. And sure, it may take some courage. Yellow is not subtle, it's not just trying it on energy. It's here, I am and I brought honey energy. You don't have to wear it head to toe like a daffodil on parade. Start small, a yellow scarf, a sunny necklace, even a pair of cheerful flats that peek out and remind you not to take life or yourself too seriously. Wear yellow when you're tired of being taken for granted. Wear yellow when your spirit feels dusty. Wear yellow when it's Tuesday and you forgot why you walked into the kitchen. Yellow is the color of remembering joy. And men? Let's be real, yellow confuses them a little. But in a good way. They look at you and go, is she about to bake cookies or change the world? The answer is both. Yellow makes people smile at you in the post office. Yellow opens conversations. Yellow attracts grandkids like bees to blossoms. Yellow says, I'm still blooming, thank you very much. And best of all, you start to believe it too. So the next time you're staring into your closet thinking, nothing feels like me today, reach for yellow. Let it wrap around your shoulders like warm light and remind you, you don't have to be young to be radiant. You just have to remember you've got sunshine in your soul. And darling, it's never too late to let it shine. Red says, I'm still here. Navy says, you can trust me. Burgundy whispers, depth never fades. Purple declares, I contain multitudes. Peach glows, softness is strength. And yellow, well, yellow just laughs and says, let's live a little. These colors aren't fashion advice. They're little acts of self-remembering. Daily choices that say, I haven't disappeared, I've only evolved. So before you fold that laundry or water your succulents, take a moment to like this video, share it with a friend who might be wearing too much beige, and comment below. Tell us which color called to you. And if you'd like to help this little community of radiant elders grow, subscribe to help us reach 1,000 subscribers. It keeps the teapot warm and the stories flowing. Thank you for joining us on Buddhist Wisdom for the Elderly, where we dress the soul before the body. Now go forth, not to be seen, but to radiate. And remember, visibility is not about being louder. It's about coming home to your color.